Tune In Tuesday program. And we're actually on Tuesday today, but we are bringing you this program every weekday, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. This program is brought to you by Comfort Care and At Your Side, and we provide personal care for people throughout the United States and Canada. I'm Steve Toll, and I'm the music and dementia expert with Comfort Care and At Your Side. And we're bringing you this great program Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with some great songs, fun, and conversation. And I've got some great songs lined up for you today. I'm going to start off with a great song to sing along to. So if you know this one, feel free to sing along. If you've never heard it before, you'll probably pick it up one time through. And if you're not singing along and you don't know the words, feel free to hum or whatever, or clap your hands and just have a good time with it. It's called Shine On Harvest Moon. Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no loving since January, February, June, and July. So time, ain't no time to sit around and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my gal. Sing it along with me now. Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no loving since January, February, June, and July. Snow time, ain't no time to go around and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my gal. Let's do it one more time. Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no loving since January, February, June, and July. Snow time, ain't no time to around and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my gal, for me and my gal. Shine on, you big old harvest moon, for me and my gal. That's a fun song to sing along to. And of course, I like to sing a lot of songs about the moon because the moon is so mysterious and such a beautiful thing to look up in the sky and see that big moon when it's full, or, when it's just a crescent moon, or we see the harvest moon, which is that red moon. And I'm going to sing a song next, which is about a blue moon. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. Heard me saying a prayer for somebody I really could care for. Then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my arms could ever hold. Then somebody said, whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon turned to gold. Blue moon, I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, blue moon. What a pretty song. And that song was actually written in the 1930s, but covered many times in a lot of different styles. It was done in the 50s in like a doo-wop kind of style, and Willie Nelson did a version of it. Many singers have done it. It's a great song, and it's one of the standards from the Great American Songbook, and those songs will just live on forever. Such great music. And I'm going to do a song now that is actually from the 1960s. It's a song, it's a beautiful song, another one about the moon, at least in the title, it's called Moon River. But this, I remember singing this song as a kid, and we used to sing this song, and it was just a beautiful song. And I grew up in a home where my mother was a piano teacher and my father was an opera singer. So there was a lot of singing going on, and what would happen a lot of times is my father would sing, my mother would accompany him, and they would do a performance for me and my two brothers. And it was always a lot of fun. We thought it was kind of funny because the style that my father sang was an opera style. And when you're a kid, I don't know what it is, but there's something about the sound of opera, at least for me and my brothers, that was kind of amusing for us. So we would try not to laugh, but sometimes we would laugh. But I don't think he was offended by it because we were just kids. So anyway, just a little story about growing up with music. And this song I'm going to do now is Moon River. Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. You dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. Where after the same rainbows end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend, Moon River and me. What a beautiful song, Moon River. As I'm singing it, it makes me think about, two people sort of looking for adventure together and, starting off on a life, and who knows where it goes, and the kinds of things that they find along the way. But most of the time, people have these grand plans for things, but plans always change. So being able to be flexible with things is so important for us, especially times like this when we're challenged and we have to stay at home to be safe and healthy. We didn't plan on this, so the more flexible you are, the better you can cope with things and deal with things. And that flexibility is great because, in a way, you never know that what you had planned, maybe what you didn't have planned is going to be better than what you did have planned. So it's always an adventure. It's always an adventure to go through life and sort of be open to things and keep that open-hearted feeling. And I think it really helps us to be happier and have better days. So that's what that song inspired in me. So it is amazing how songs inspire certain emotions, certain thoughts, certain ideas, certain philosophies, whatever it is. it's all held in a song, and that's really one of the great gifts of music. I'm going to move on now to a great song. I really like this one. This one is recorded by a number of people, including Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong. It's called "I Got the World on a String." I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. I got a song that I sing. I can hear the raindrops every time I lift my finger. Lucky me, can't you see I'm in love? Life is a wonderful thing. Each time I pull the string, I'd be as silly as so-and-so if I should ever let you go. I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, what a world, what a life, what a world, what a life, I'm in love. Life is a wonderful thing. Each time I pull the string, I'd be as silly so-and-so if I should ever let you go. I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, what a world, what a life, what a world, what a life, I'm in love. Oh yeah, I got the world on a string. What a great song that is. And, you know, I was doing a little bit of scat singing in there, which is sort of simulating what a jazz, maybe saxophonist might do. It's an improvisation part where, you know, you're coming up with a melody right on the spot, spontaneously. That's improvisation. And, you know, it's a lot of fun to do. And it's the kind of thing that really gives you a lot of freedom. And that's the great thing about music. And, you know, I grew up playing classical music, actually, and I studied violin for many years. And when I was a young boy, I was playing my violin, and I always had this sort of tendency to come up with my own melodies, my own songs, my own thing, which is eventually what led me to the guitar and singing, in addition to playing violin and learning classically. But I remember that my violin teacher was dead set against any kind of improvisation. And because at that time, and maybe in that school of thought that he was from, it was the music that's on the written page can never be improved upon. You can't improve upon that. That is what you have to do. So that's another thing about music that is so amazing to me. You know, there's many ways to interpret how someone looks at something, and that's music. You know, that was his way of doing it. I had my way of doing it. Of course, he was the teacher at the time, so I had to sort of listen to him a little bit, but until I could until I could do my own thing. But I wound up doing my own thing anyway, just as everybody does. You know, whatever you think about something, someone can influence you and give you their ideas and opinions, but ultimately you're the one who makes a decision about your life. And that's a very important thing. And that's another lesson that I think music taught me, you know, that I have every right to come with my own melodies, my own thoughts, and music gave me the vehicle to be able to do that. So that's a great thing. And, you know, that song got the world on a string, and I've got the string in my finger. So that's my world. What a world, what a life, you know. So that's the message in that great song, I think. I'm going to do another song that's a standard also from the Great American Songbook. And this one is called Just in Time. Just in time, I found you just in time. Before you came, my time was running low. I was lost, the losing dice were tossed, high bridges all were crossed, nowhere to go. Now you're here, and I know just where I'm going. No more doubts or fears, I found my way. When love came just in time, I found you just in time and changed my lonely life that lovely day. Let's sing it again. Just in time, I found you just in time. Before you came, my time was running low. I was lost, the losing dice were tossed, my bridges all were crossed, nowhere to go. Now you're here, and now I know just where I'm going. No more doubts and fears, I found my way. When love came just in time, I found you just in time and changed my lonely life that lucky day. And changed my lonely life that lucky day. Hey, all right, just in time. What a fun song that is. And, you know, those songs from the Great American Songbook just stick with me. And, you know, those songs, I've been playing them for a long time, and they just always come to me. I love the beat, the rhythm, the swing beat of those songs, and they're great to move to. They're great to dance to, and just clap your hands, stomp your feet. You can dance in your chair if you like, but moving around to music is another great benefit of music. So, you know, we all want to just enjoy it, move around, get a little bit of exercise, get a little bit of movement going, and that's a great thing. And here's another song that is also a good one for tapping your feet, clapping your hands, and swinging around. It's called Almost Like Being in Love. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Well, it's almost like being in love. Got a smile on my face for the whole human race. Well, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling, swear I was falling. Well, it's almost like being in love. What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Well, it's almost like being in love. Got a smile on my face for the whole human race. Well, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling, swear I was falling. Well, it's almost like being in love. Well, it's almost like being in love. Hey, all right, almost like being in love. You know, while I was playing that song, I was remembering a band I used to play with when I was young, and this was really my first big band experience, and I was the young kid in the band playing the guitar, and you know, it was a pretty large band with trumpets and saxophones and trombones, you know, sort of like what you would think of as the Glenn Miller Band or the old time big bands. And, you know, it was really quite an experience to be a part of that. And sort of, I was sort of the youngest one there, but we would play at all types of events that, I don't know, you probably don't really even see them too much anymore, but we would play debutante balls and very, very lavish weddings and things of that nature. And we traveled all over the United States doing that on a on a small plane. And, you know, it was really quite an experience to do that. And we had, we also did shows. And some of those shows that we would do, there typically would be a comedian that would be there. And they were fairly well-known comedians. And the one that I remember the most was a comedian by the name of Henny Youngman. And you probably don't remember him unless you're fairly old, an old person, because Henny Youngman was around back in the, I would guess he was around in the 40s doing his act in the 50s. But I met Henny Youngman, and actually a very interesting little story was being in Penn Station. I was in Penn Station. I was living in Manhattan at the time, and I would go to Penn Station with my guitar because I would travel to different places to meet up with the band. And the first leg of my travel was always on the train. So I was in Penn Station standing there, and this man walked up to me, and it happened to be Henny Youngman, and he had an ice cream cone in his hand, and he remembered me because he had met me at that big show that we had done, and he came up to me and he said, "Hey kid," he said, "you're that guitar player, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Would you mind holding my ice cream cone while I go to the men's room?" And I said, "Sure, Henny, I'll hold your ice cream cone." So I held his ice cream cone, and he was headed off to the men's room, turned around and looked at me, and he said, "It's okay if you want to take a lick." So that always stays with me, that story. It was just so funny. And I didn't take a lick, but I handed the ice cream cone back to Henny when he came back, and we went on the train. And the whole time on the train, and we were going to Philadelphia from New York, he was entertaining some kids that were on there. He was such a giving person. He was just a naturally funny person. And he just, every opportunity he had to perform, he performed. He didn't care if he was getting paid or not. He was just having a great time. So that kind of sort of approach to life has always stuck with me. He loved the comedy, he loved doing it, so he just did it as much as he could, and that's how I feel about music. Music is one of those things for me that has brought me such richness, and I think music has the possibility for everyone, because music it's hardwired into us. We can't help but react to a song, to tap our feet, sing, hum. We have favorite songs that we like that just hit us in a certain way. And that's a very personal thing. What's favorite to you and what means something to you doesn't necessarily mean something to the next person, but that's okay, because that's the beauty of life, really, being human. We're all different, and we can learn and share and enjoy one another in a very positive way. And that's just so exciting. And that's really so, to me, inspired by music. Well, I'm going to play another song for you now. This is a very beautiful song. I really like it, and it's fairly new to me. I just learned it recently, but it's called "When I Get Too Old to Dream." When I get too old to dream, I'll have you to remember. 'Cause when I get too old to dream, you'll be in my arms. When I grow too old to dream, I'll have you to remember. 'Cause when I grow too old to dream, your kiss will be in my heart. So kiss me, my love. Soon we will part. 'Cause when I grow too old to dream, that kiss will be in my heart. So kiss me, my love. Soon we will part. 'Cause when I grow too old to dream, that kiss will be in my heart. But when I grow too old to dream, your kiss will be in my heart. Such a pretty song. I just love singing that one. And, just to remind you, this program is brought to you by Comfort Care and At Your Side. And we provide personal care for people throughout the United States and Canada. And I'm Steve Toll, bringing you this program Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And remember to like us on Facebook. And if you have any comments at all, we'd love to hear from you. And I'm going to do one more song for you today. And this song is a great one, especially after that one, When I Grow Too Old. This is You Make Me Feel So Young. So songs reflect whatever we want. You make me feel so young. You make me feel like spring has sprung. And every time I see your face, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I want to go play hide and seek. I want to go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. Oh, you and I are just like a couple of tots running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. So you make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung bells to be rung, and wonderful thing to be fun. And even when I'm old and gray, I want to feel the way I do today. 'Cause you make me feel so. You make me feel so. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. And that's what the song does. It makes me feel so young. And music has that way of it just makes us feel young and makes us just enjoy the day, especially a song like that, so upbeat and positive. And I want to encourage you to have a great day, have a positive day, sing a few songs, listen to some music. There's music all around us that you can enjoy. And I will be back with a program tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Steve Toll with Comfort Care and At Your Side, bringing you our Tune In Tuesday program. Come back with me tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you. I love all of you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day.